With the Steam summer sale in full swing, it's time to dive into some of the fantastic naval games you can pick up at a pretty steep discount. The following 7 titles are sure going to keep you busy for a while. They don't cost a ton of money thanks to the sale. So, whether you're into intense naval battles or let's say some more strategic fleet management, maybe you just like to explore, there's something for everyone. Let's go have a look at these 7 titles. We're starting off with Boat Crew. This is the ultimate action strategy game in the Pacific. You are in command of a PT boat. This gives you, generally compared to the other naval games, a far smaller platform. Your target, the Imperial Japanese Navy, is going to make your life quite difficult because you are a very small platform. It's up to you to take back some of the Pacific Islands. You get to pick your own weapons, you get to change the look of your boat, you get to manage your crew, and you even get to build your own squadron. As you build your squadron and get more of these PT boats operating together, you can take on bigger and bigger threats. And as you advance in the campaign, the threats do indeed become bigger, because your target profile, let's say your renown in the region, is increasing. The Japanese really want to get you dead. So you're going to start facing destroyers, you're going to be looking at airstrikes, and you'll have to take on some very heavily defended bases. Thankfully, you don't have to do all of it alone, because the more that you start to take on, the more allies are going to be able to help you. So you might take part in a naval invasion, or at least soften up a base, and then a naval invasion starts, allowing you to pitch in wherever you can, while your own destroyers start hammering the base defenses just as much. This way you're going to start to take over more and more and more of the map, and as you do that, your income increases, allowing you to get even better weaponry for your boat. I really enjoyed Boat Crew. It doesn't take itself too seriously, and it's something nice and fun to relax with. Something far more serious is Command Modern Operations. In this game, you get to experience the gravity of command. You're overseeing a whole complex military operation. This is not something that you easily pick up. It's a military simulator, and as such, it might not be for everybody. But those that can get into this, it is very rewarding. One of the game's most powerful features, I'd say, is the mission editor, because it allows you to create your own scenarios with the own units that you select, both hostile and friendly. And you can do this in 3, potentially 4 dimensions. You can have subsurface ships, surface ships, land war, aerial wars, or a mix of all of those listed above. So whether you're defending from, let's say, a massive naval operation, coordinating a branch of airstrikes, you're planning ground defensives, you have a ton of depth in this game. Now, because it is such an extensive platform of a game, it usually goes for about $80/80 euros. But with the Steam Summer Sale, it's about half off. So that makes it only about 40. That does mean it is still fairly steep. You can definitely get a bunch of the other games listed in this video for a lot cheaper than that. But if this is something that appeals to you, I think it'll be well worth it. To extend the playtime even more, this game also comes with Steam Workshop support, allowing you to download new scenarios from the Steam Workshop. And as such, you can not only develop your own missions, you can also play missions that other people have created. There's also a lot of DLC available for this game. All of that is discounted as well. So if you are interested in picking up any of the smaller DLCs, by all means, they're up for grabs. If you're not claustrophobic in any way, you can try UBoat. This gives you the position of captain of a German U-boat, and your task is leading your crew through the treacherous waters of the Atlantic. It's more of a survival experience, this one, much less of a strategic manager, as opposed to, for example, Command Modern Operations. Seeing as you're the captain of the U-boat, or the skipper, it is not just your task to look through the periscope and engage any shipping that you consider to be a good target. You also are responsible for managing your crew's morale and their health. You have to keep a very close eye on the resources that you have. And you have to be doing all of that while also taking the war to the Allies. Whether you're sinking just a convoy or maybe even full warships, you're going to have to use a lot of your skills. Be they planning the attack, using stealth to get away from predators that are definitely interested in sinking you, Dodging airstrikes, you're going to be kept quite busy by U-boat, both by managing the attacks as well as managing your crew. U-boat is normally about $30/29 euros, but it can currently be picked up for just under 10. So that's a nice steep discount that you can get on this game. If something like the Silent Hunter series appeals to you, or has appealed to you in the past, this is probably also a game that's going to appeal to you. So check it out using the discount. If you're interested in building your own warships and promptly sailing them either in a custom battle or a full campaign, Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts should have you covered. Now, this game allows you to play naval units from, let's say, 1890s all the way up to 1940. 1940, 1945 gives you everything from massive battleships to really potent destroyers, and everything in between. You are the admiral of the fleet. You decide what sort of ships you want in your navy. Whether they be a lot of small ships, whether they be potent cruisers, or even the biggest of ships with 20.9-inch guns. Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts features both custom battles, where you can pick your own fights, and the AI, or you, are going to be designing the enemy warships, as well as a full-fledged campaign. And yes, this campaign can run from 1890, so you're using the oldest of ships from the, let's say, just about the Ironclad era, all the way up to 1960. There are no cruise missiles or something like that in the game. It is just, let's say, the artillery era. There are no aircraft carriers in the game, love it or hate it. The campaign does have submarines though, so if you have your big warships out to sea, make sure that you have at least some protection against submarines in the form of escorting destroyers. The campaign, especially in this game, is going to keep you busy for a long time. You can play as one of the 9 major nations, US, France, China, we have of course the Germans, the British. Most of these naval powers are in there, starting with all different sorts of colonies, requiring all sorts of different navies. Italy, for example, doesn't have a whole lot of colonies. The British do. They're going to have to defend a much larger area, but they also get more resources. If you can balance all of this, if you are interested in the challenge of building your own ships, Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts should keep you busy for quite a while. With the Steam Summer Sale running, the game is currently 50% off, going for about 17 euros or euro-dollar equivalent. Our next game, Cold Waters, takes you back to the submarines, but these are modern nuclear subs. You are in command of one of these beasts, and you are constantly playing a cat and mouse game. Your task, especially in the campaigns, is to engage whatever mission command has for you. This can be sinking a convoy that is transporting troops to a position that you hold. This can be sinking an incoming surface action group that needs to get taken down. Or you can be tasked with intercepting a couple of hostile submarines. The campaign gives you command over a couple of different boats, ranging from the Los Angeles class to the Seawolf. And with mods that are available for the game, you can even command some other classes, and even a surface ship. So if that is something that you want to try, have a look at the various mods that are available. What I really like about Cold Waters is the, let's say, the stalking element. You're definitely trying to creep up to your target, get in their baffles, that's the area that they cannot detect, and take the threat down. But be advised that the moment you start shooting, this cat and mouse game can turn around on you. You can suddenly be the hunted, and especially against something like an aircraft, in the form of a plane or a helicopter, you are powerless. The only thing you can do against them is try to sneak away, much in the style of a submarine. You think you got what it takes? Check out Cold Waters. It's currently 75% off, only going for about $9/9 euros. Highly recommend this game. If you're not interested in sinking anything else, maybe Stormworks is for you. In this game, you are operating as part of the Coast Guard, or maybe a lifeboat society, depending on what role you want to take on. You have the freedom to build your own rescue vehicle from the ground up. At least that's how Stormworks started out. You are there to help people, Those in need at the water, those in need on land. How you choose to do that, up to you. You can build a helicopter, you can build a boat, you can build some sort of amphibious craft. That is entirely up to you. And this freedom is something I really appreciate. After its initial inception, the game has grown a lot in scope, allowing you to do a ton more. You have multiplayer options, you have the ability to start building industries, you can even do fighting. But this does require DLCs. What initially drew me to Stormworks was the ability to build your own vehicle and then rescue people with it. Supposedly, with all these updates, that has taken a bit of a backseat, as there has been a bit of a moving away from the traditional campaign, where you rescue people, get rewarded, unlock new parts for your vehicles and keep going, and to a lot more different things such as exploration, building whole industrial vehicles or plants, and visiting space. If building your own vehicles is a bit intimidating, thankfully there is the Steam Workshop, which currently has 219,000 vehicles for you to pick from. Ranging from anything such as old transport units, we have tanks, we have fighters. There is a ton for you to do and download. Thankfully, you also don't have to invent every single microcontroller that you might want aboard your ship. There are microcontrollers for example, navigation, giving you all sorts of autopilots, navigation aids, as well as the ability to control your engines. All of these things can get downloaded from the Steam Workshop, and if there's something that you're struggling with, I highly recommend that you download one of these parts, have a look at it, try to reverse engineer it, and figure out how it's done so you can learn and improve your own creations. Stormworks and all of its accompanying DLCs are currently 40% off. And this means that as opposed to the regular price of about $24.50 to $25, you're only paying $14 to $15. Quite a bargain. And if you are interested in building your own craft, be that underwater, surface, or aerial, I highly recommend you have a look at Stormworks. And finally, Battlestations Midway. Yes, it might be from 2007, but that does not take away from the fun that you can have with this game. Visually, back in the day, it was stunning. These days, it might not be as stunning, but it's still a fun game. You are in control of various naval and aerial assets in World War II. You're in control of everything from aircraft carriers to battleships to aircraft themselves and even submarines. The game might look a little arcade, that doesn't mean it's easy. Some of these scenarios that you have, or some of the missions in the campaign that you have, can be somewhat complex, and will challenge you to see if you are indeed as good as an Admiral as you think you are. The game is currently, yes, it's very cheap, on sale for about $1. So if you are interested in a blast from the past, have a look at Battlestations Midway, or its sequel, Battlestations Pacific. Now, these are just some highlights that I think should keep you busy for a while. Of course, there's tons more naval games that are available on the cheap as part of the Steam Summer Sale. If I didn't mention your favorite naval game that is available for cheap as part of the sale, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what sort of game it is and why people should have it. What's the highlight? Why is it so good, and why should we all go out and buy it? I hope you have enjoyed the video. If you have any new naval games that you discovered, let me know down below in the comments, and otherwise have fun playing whatever naval game that you've picked up as part of the Steam Summer Sale. Good hunting, and I'll see you out there.